Oh, we're streaming live on YouTube. Oh, wait. Not yet. We will be soon. Just get ready. We're going to be somewhere. Apparently now, somewhere.
I don't show my face, so I'm okay. I just will make sure I stop cussing. No, I will.
Oh, we're live on YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube. Whoa. Oh, yeah. We will be soon. Just get ready. We're going to be somewhere. Apparently now, somewhere.
I don't show my face, so I'm okay. I just will make sure I stop cussing.
All right. All right. I got rid of the echo. That was kind of weird listening to myself and then listening to you. We're live on YouTube. Can you believe it? What?
What? Oh my gosh.
First time. And we're live on YouTube. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You probably have no idea what the hell's going on, and that's okay because neither do we. Just kidding. We have a really good idea of what's going on. We are going to be talking about relationship marketing and personality profiling with, that's right, one of the top 10 LinkedIn experts in the world. She is known as a goat ninja. Is it a goat ninja? What are you known as?
Goat ninja.
A goat ninja. Just kidding. I just combined it with yourself. She's a goat farmer. Just kidding. She has 2 pygmy goats. They're really cute, and they poop everywhere, and they like cheese. Goldfish crackers. And she's a LinkedIn lead gen ninja. So if you have any questions about LinkedIn, you want to pay attention to this. All right. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to my friend and my business partner, the one, the only, Chrissy Larson.
Woo! I wish I could show my face.
She's not trying to hide because she didn't put makeup on. Like literally her camera is not hooked up to this computer. But we're not going to wait for the camera to make this happen. What are we going to do today?
Right?
Chrissy?
I know, and I'm surrounded in boxes, so because I'm mid move, but you know, it's okay. Like life goes on, and I still have some really exciting stuff to share. So we might as well keep the ball rolling, right?
Let's do this. Okay, so we run a group. What's the group called?
LinkedIn Secrets, all the hacks.
LinkedIn Secrets, all the hacks. It's on Facebook. Go check it out. But inside of this group, we were trying to go live with Zoom there, and for some reason it wasn't working, so we decided to go with YouTube. That's right. So we are here on YouTube. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the new members. How many new members were there, did you say?
I think 20 today.
20. There's 20 new members today. Now, we might not get to them all, but what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of these new members, and we're going to take their profiles on LinkedIn and guess. What are we guessing?
Well, 2 different things. So we are going to look at their personality type, and then we're going to guess based on their LinkedIn profile who would be their target audience. And so it's kind of fun to do that, to see, you know, I had most people that I talked to today were like, oh yeah, it's right on point, except everyone that was a skeptic, which I think is hilarious to me. If I send them a profile and they're a skeptic, they're like, this doesn't describe me at all. Really?
Shocking.
You're skeptical about the results?
Shocking. So let me backtrack a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to show you the new age of marketing, right? We call this relationship marketing, but this is relationship marketing on steroids. In other words, this is Netflixing your lead gen. We're going to show you how your personality interacts with your audience, right? Because you're probably wondering, like, why am I struggling to close so many leads? Well, odds are it's because you're talking to the wrong person, or you're talking to the right person the wrong way. But we're going to show it based on you. All right, Chrissy, you want to share your screen and we'll get started?
Sure. Okay, let me make sure everything is up and everything is closed and okay. Get everything all ready.
We're going to take a short commercial break brought to you by Arrowhead Water. Just kidding. This just happens to be the water I have in the office and I'm drinking.
All right. Can you see my page?
I can.
Well, there's your message to me. Okay. So we are going to, all of these new members that have come into the group, we're going to profile them. So we're going to see if we can find them on LinkedIn.
Ooh.
So I guess we probably need to click on their profile here too. All right, so that guy.
Make sure we're grabbing the right person.
what did he say? He's here. Let me chat. I don't see a picture that looks like that guy yet. Do you?
Yeah, neither. Paul. How many Paul Davidsons are there? Apparently there's a lot.
I feel like Paul and Davidson are probably pretty common names, but you think that if they're in a group, you might have like some connection because it goes, LinkedIn is like based on first, second, and third level connections. Like you know someone to know someone to know someone. I feel like if he's in my link, oh wait, that right here, right? Oh, I think I found him.
Oh, I think you found him. 3 connections deep. This is like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We only had to go 3.
Right, and he only has 26 connections, so
Oh.
he is a complete novice or LinkedIn virgin, I like to call him. He at least has a page up. So send him a connection request. Let's view his profile. All right. So based on the personality assessment of, wait for that to go.
Now, when we're talking about personality assessment, what exactly are we talking about?
So this is based on 64 different data points that the AI goes in and collects across multiple platforms. LinkedIn has a big influence on it, but it's all of your Google search history, any type of social media accounts that every LinkedIn profile has something to do with like a Gmail account. So every time you enter a certain Gmail account, then it will basically have a webhook that connects you to that Gmail account across multiple profiles. So say if you log in with the same Gmail account, use the same Gmail account to set up your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your LinkedIn. Now you just gave Google basically access to all of your social platforms. Say you're on a dating application, anything that you do online, your Amazon shopping, your Netflix, if you're using a similar login, that means that the AI can go in and scrape that data, that public data on you, and then put together a profile, basically your digital footprint of who you are based on your interactions with individuals online. So how quick you make a decision, how you interact with people, what you're posting, everything is being judged and rated by a computer, like the ultimate computer systems. And so when people are collecting data on us, this is one of the things that you do. Now, so that's like the tech side of this, but personality is your DISC assessment. So if you've ever taken a DISC assessment, it is all of, so here's what the DISC types look like. So you're either dominant, influential, steady, or conscientious. Then there are the archetypes. So different aspects of each one of the different profiles here. So like you can see that I am a DI. So, and these are both strong. So you can see that you may have a more dominant with a small influential side. So I am both dominant and influential in my personality type, right? So I have a combination of the two. And so you can see that Paul here is influential and steady. And you can see that he leans more towards the influential side, but he's trustworthy and steady. So that's why his archetype is the encourager. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. So basically what Crystal Knows, the app, does is it takes your social blueprint, in other words, what it is that you're doing online, and combines all that information, crunches the numbers, and says, based on how you write and what you write, here is your personality. Now, how can this personality assessment be used?
So the way that our company uses it is we use it to help people build professional relationships and to build up their social status. So there is so much competition in the world, in the professional world, that you really have to create a strong presence for individuals to choose what you are. Think about this. When you go on to buy something on Amazon and you're looking at all of the star reviews, do you purchase something that has a 1-star review or do you purchase something that has a 5-star review? And does that make more, will you pay more for the same product that from a distributor that has a 5-star review than a distributor, same product that has a 1-star review?
I think I'm going to go with the one that has the 5-star reviews.
So that's, I mean, like 99% of the population is willing to even pay more for someone that has a better rating, right?
Oh, yeah. Always.
So this is what we help, this is what our company uses the profiling system to help people do, to create those review and recommendations, to help them to understand how to communicate and build authentic relationships with people that they meet online. People are so over being spammed that I see it all the time because we manage a ton of influencers' profiles. We end up getting all of the feedback that they are the first thing you ask them to connect, and the first thing to say is, please don't hard sell me, don't soft sell me, don't pitch me at all, or don't talk to me. Now, they just accepted you reaching out and say, hey, I would love to connect. I saw that we have these common connections or anything. And the first thing out of their mouth is telling them how to communicate with you. And so this helps you to understand and look at, are they just being a jerk or is it their personality type? You know, and so you can look at this and help you to not respond reactively. And so you can use the profile analysis to look at them. So over here, there is a conversation coach. So if you want to make a good impression because they just responded negatively, then you're able to see how to respond to those individuals. So this is what you say, and this is what you don't say. So if you're trying to basically persuade them to take action to speak with you, then you can use the conversation coach in order to do that. So when you mix certain personality types, one that is a rude personality type, well, they're not necessarily rude, they're blunt and matter of fact. Then with someone who is a softer personality type that would never be blunt or purposely say anything, they would just ignore. If someone spammed them, they would just archive it or disconnect, right? They wouldn't necessarily like create a confrontation with that person. So now we can advise individuals with both personality types of how what to do socially that is socially acceptable. So the personality types that are more blunt, advise them on how not to respond like that and tell people exactly how to connect with them, how to just thank someone and say I'm not interested, but without doing it in a matter-of-fact way that seems rude to that other person's personality type. So there's a lot of things that we do of teaching people how to communicate. And I like to call it speak their marketing love language to one another so that they get past that wall that everyone puts up so that they're able to actually get to know the individual person rather than the cyber self that people like to try to be, the cyber bulliness.
Right. And so basically, don't spam them, speak to them based on their personality. Like people like to buy from people who they know, like, and trust. And if you can't get past that wall, in other words, if you're just showing up like buy from me now, AKA the used car salesman, the odds of someone buying from you drop dramatically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so once we have this this personality, what can you do with this? Can you show an example of this?
Sure. So what we have done is we help individuals. So this is just kind of like the do's and the don'ts of ways to talk with them. But what we have done and what we help people to do is to understand who their target audience is, and then give them like the actual based on an industry. So let's go through Paul's profile here and guess who his target audience is. So specialist Facebook marketing for auto dealers at localcars.net. So he's trying to connect with, so dealerships, you think? I mean, or individual car dealers?
It looks like it is, but he's also got furniture retailers in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like based on his banner that
Yes.
it's auto dealers.
Okay, so let's look up. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, so let's look at a few of the personality types of individuals that say they're car dealers. Now, the one thing about LinkedIn that allows you to do is it doesn't look like from, did you see most of those profiles, like they didn't have very many connections. And so I'm guessing that most car dealers aren't necessarily using LinkedIn as their primary. Most individuals that are selling cars are using things like Facebook Marketplace and Instagram. But the nice thing is you can profile them and then you can get their email address, you get access to their phone number. So you get a lot of different access.
So maybe they're not selling there, but it looks like they have at least a presence there. So if he's trying to sell to these new and used car dealerships his services, he could definitely find, what was it, 116,000 possibly?
Yeah, so just because they're not super active or most people aren't reaching out to them, it doesn't mean they're not getting the notifications and that we can't get to the actual person, right? So most people, because LinkedIn will check on a regular basis to make sure that the email is still valid. They're always sending out connections. So if you ever change an email address, you'll get a notification saying, hey, I'm not getting through to your email via your LinkedIn message and all of these things. So they're always checking their notifications. So it's 119,505 results. So that's a pretty decent amount. And LinkedIn gives you a phone number, generally a website, their email address, and it allows us to profile them. So out of 119,000, I mean, it gives you a large bandwidth, especially if he's, let's see, if he's in the US and he's going nationwide and he's looking at second and third level connections. First level connections are people you've already connected with. I think he only had 45 connections or something like that. So I'm guessing he has no real connections there. And then if you go US, that gives us 48,000 people to reach out to.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's still excellent to be able to reach out to. Let's see what happens tonight. This is in my profile. So yeah, 48,000. I'm not connected to a bunch of car dealers either. So you could reach out to all of those people, see if they start connecting with you, and then move them into a conversation using templates. So what we have created is a way for, here's ways to attract people and to move them into a conversation. And then here's ways to remove them and try to build a relationship offline, to talk to them, just to move the relationship to the next level. What I always like to tell my clients is, don't presume that, one, they even still work at these places. Two, that they are a client that you would want. Just because it says car dealer or whatever your target market is, you still need to qualify them. And you need to make sure that personality is a huge thing. There's so many personalities that just don't work well together. And so if you think with an abundance mindset, so here's almost 49,000 people that you can see right here. And this is just one social platform, right? So if there's 49,000 people that you can see with just one search result could possibly be your target audience, then that's an abundance of people to reach out to. That is not a deficit. So if you are looking at it as, I can invest my time just seeing if these individuals are interested and qualifying people, and I'm reaching out to enough people, I think that you shouldn't have to hard sell or pitch if you can speak to these people on a regular basis in a way that they respond well to.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, when you think about marketing in and of itself, people are always going for the sale. When on LinkedIn, what you're trying to do is you're trying to build that relationship that may or may not come from this or the sale may or may not come from this person. But in the end, what you're doing is you're building this huge, vast network. So let's say Gary, for example. Gary may not need you because he might just be a sales consultant at a dealership. But let's say he transfers jobs and becomes the assistant general manager. Well, now all of a sudden he needs to work on marketing, and he remembers, oh, there was somebody that I connected with on Facebook that was all about videos for car dealerships. Let me find him and use him to help me out.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that you can, so let's use someone that uses LinkedIn. So what our individual target audience, so we have, in my business, we have two different types of individuals that we work with. We have someone that does it themselves and they prospect on LinkedIn using the tools that we suggest and how to do it. And then we have individuals that we do it for them. So most of the people that we do it for them are individuals that are selling high ticket items, and it's a longer sales process, right? So the lifetime value of their customer is high, and talking to these individuals and building relationships is important key to their overall business and service that they offer. So that is our target audience. And so with that being said, in my opinion, Paul Davidson, for what he's doing with targeting individual furniture dealers and car salespeople, I think he would be a perfect candidate for our Done For You service. We would show him exactly what to do. We would show him how to do it easy, quickly, where he wouldn't have to spend a lot of time on it each day, have it work for him while he was working and communicate, doing other things. But in my opinion, his service wouldn't be someone that, especially with because he's running Facebook ads, right? Is that what it said it was?
Yes.
Then he would probably, if he's doing Facebook ads for these individuals, I'm guessing that he would probably want to be a part of our mastermind and do-it-yourself consulting. What do you think?
I agree. One, because he gets to experience a group of people who are basically trying to do the same thing as him, but not in his specific market. In other words, we're all trying to connect with our ideal clients, but what he's leveraging is another social network, i.e. LinkedIn, to sell his specialty, which is Facebook marketing. So he could leverage all the people in the group who are attempting to market to their specific audiences. And then what are they learning? What messages, connection messages are working? What personalities seem to jive best with what type of person, so on and so forth.
Yeah. I mean, we do market for individuals that are Facebook marketing, but we had to change. What I found is using that you're an actual Facebook marketer on LinkedIn for the individuals that were doing the marketing. We found that when we changed the language to top end revenue, talking about the end results of what they were going to get, not the actual tool to get there, helped that person to book more appointments to actually get in and build the relationship. So everyone had this wall. It was almost like when we were saying that he was a Facebook ads expert and reaching out to individuals on his behalf. Everyone was like, oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. And so the moment we talked about the results and we changed his headline to be in the results that they're going to get, and told a story about how it was going to get there, then all of a sudden, overnight he had 20 appointments booked. So language really makes a huge difference, which is why using and understanding your target audience and profiling them first makes a big difference in what you're doing. And so you can, I'm researching right now a bunch of successful women in how their personalities do it. And so it's funny how accurate these are, in my opinion, because out of the 90 people that I sent messages to, I had 3 people, the 3 people that said, oh, this couldn't be more off. This is not exactly, they were all the skeptics or the personality types that you 100% expect to say that it doesn't fit, every single time. And so I almost I bet I could bet and have betting on the horse races type of a thing. I bet I could bet and be almost completely accurate based on a personality. If someone is how they're going to respond to any message that I put out there, how they're going to respond and say if their personality is accurate or not. I guess it's awe-striking at just how accurate it is when it comes to that. And I always wonder, so then I'll, kind of push back as to, why did you write your own profile? Because sometimes if you don't write your own profile, you have an assistant or someone, they're going to put their voice and tone into their profile. And if you don't have a large social footprint, that's really what it has to pull off of, right? If you're not using and you're not very active online, it's only pulling from the data that it can pull on you. So you can then take an assessment. And so then I always ask them or quote unquote challenge them to take the assessment and to see exactly how different. If it couldn't be more wrong, then science says just take the test and see what it says. What is the difference? Is it going to be different or not? So I think it's fascinating the results that you
let me ask you. So somebody who's right now feeling completely overwhelmed, what is Crystal knows? What is this? What is that? It's all not making sense to me, but it sounds really interesting and I want a piece of this. How would they go about finding out more?
Sure. So it's quite easy. We actually will drop a link. I've never done this live, so I'm not really sure. But we can drop a link and it's free. You can take the assessment completely free. It is a Chrome extension, so you can download it. You can profile 10 people for free. So, and then it's only $29 a month. So it's a really inexpensive tool to give you this much insight and information. Now, maybe not every single person is going to be spot on, but it's close enough to at least guide the conversation in the right direction.
Okay. Now, if somebody wanted to learn more about our services, how would they do that?
Sure. So you can go to pivotus.com. We have a special going on right now. This is our team. And so we have till the end of the year, we're offering not only our prospecting system for for our done for you service clients, right? So we also use the personality profiling and precision targeting to create content that attracts individuals to you. So we're actually offering that for free to individuals to get started so that they can see exactly what that means. How do you create content that is based on the to attract the personality types of your target client or avatar? And so that's what we're offering right now. Maybe this does sound all too techie and complicated. I realize as I'm saying it, it's not. It's really not. It is just using science to connect people and help them to build relationships. And once you understand the science, then it is extremely easy. If you're a complete novice to anything like this, then maybe just the very beginning until you see how it works and how fast you can move individuals to one another and connect and start to build those relationships. Is it difficult? And then step 2, which is actually what we're kind of promoting right now, is, and that's $1,500 a month for us to do everything for you, your content creation, your outreach, your marketing, your research, everything. Now, so what we're actually marketing right now, just because it's new, so we want to see how many people can be really successful doing it for themselves. And, it's a lot less expensive for those people that maybe selling individuals and spending a lot of time talking to individuals isn't necessarily their ideal solution. So this is our do-it-yourself course and mastermind. Now, what I did last summer, I built a course live, and what I realized is I was trying to make everyone LinkedIn experts rather than just showing them how to make LinkedIn work for them. And so, because I wanted to tell them all of it, obviously, if you've heard me talk for the last 15 minutes, I'm kind of a super geek and I like the techie side of things. And so I was trying to over tech people. And so this is a very simple, these are, the 10 steps you take to be successful on LinkedIn, but we customize it for you. So once we understand who your target client, which keywords and search queries to use, we give you templates on attraction, outreach, follow-up, and closing individuals using LinkedIn as a marketing platform. Now there is tech involved, so you get to work with our team. We help you set it up as one of our, you do it yourself on a daily basis, but we are there to get it all up and running for you. And we do the research and give you the templates. So everything we do is 100% customized, just like we were talking about for Paul. We talk to you, we understand more rather than just guessing from your profile and saying, oh, I think that Paul and Garrett both need the same thing, because it's not accurate, right? You have different target audiences, you have different individuals that you would want to go to. I can't teach you and show you to do the same thing because you're in completely different industries and networks. And so that's what we created, a simple solution to give to each person. And then the mastermind is we realize that people still have questions. They may run into technical issues, or maybe something isn't converting because they were targeting the wrong individuals, and that's when they came to us and told us this is what we want to do. So their avatar was completely wrong. We see this all the time. They're reaching out and getting on the people when they realize that maybe they're not a match for that personality type or that avatar. Then they pivot, which is where the name of my company came in, Pivotus. So sometimes you need to pivot towards success and kind of look at what you're doing, and there's nothing wrong with a reset. And if you want to be successful, you always are having to reset and look at what's going on. And so that's what we created, the mastermind, the continuous, so we can continue that conversation with you. So in case you do have to pivot, we're there to support you and help you move forward. Rather than giving you a course that it over explains and under delivers.
Awesome. Listen, you got a lot of information. We've been doing this for 35 minutes now, but I want you to understand this. If you have any questions, you have any doubts, one, go to pivotus.com. That's pivotous.com. And you can learn a little bit more there. But if you really want to know, you want to have a conversation with Chrissy or I, please reach out to us on LinkedIn. We are there, and we would be more than happy to have a conversation with you and kind of show how this can work for you. Because at the end of the day, this is worthless if you can't figure out how to use it to help you make more money and get more leads. All right, that is all we have for you today. Thanks for watching this. Again, we will drop some links for you down below that you'll be able to get a hold of Crystal Knows, and also links to the website so you can find out more information. All right, that's all. Any parting words, Chrissy?
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Make it a great one.